I don't really think any film has to be made, but I really wanted to make this one. It's almost as if the people who making this film wanted to complete something that Diane was trying to finish when she was murdered, and so that her death isn't completely a waste. Obviously it isn't, but I think the film will send out her beliefs, her passion to more people.
Well, I'm not here to make friends.
Dian Fossey, 1979.
I'm here I came here essentially for research. And I don't believe that you can close your eyes or close your mind to the problems of conservation. It's not talking about conservation, it's acting.
She defended them with fanatic zeal, acquiring a host of enemies who she opposed in her war to save the last few mountain gorillas from extinction. Before her death, Diane began working with Universal Motion Pictures on her life story. Now, 3 years later, Universal and Warner Brothers returned to Rwanda to begin again. These hundreds of Rwandan porters will create a human lifeline to keep the cameras rolling high in the cloud folds. Months of delicate negotiating with the Rwandan government resulted in a permit to film in the Parc de Volcan, the sanctuary of the world's last 260 mountain gorillas. Director Michael Apted selected his crew from around the world for fitness and a willingness to endure the hardships. No prima donnas here. First unit cinematographer, Australian John Seal.
This picture is being made totally on muscle power and leg power. At the moment, we're about 12,000 feet, heading for just under 13,000. They don't allow us to bring helicopters in to drop us at the top. And the only way to get there is to walk. So we're not doing too badly at that, I don't think, for our ages.
We arrive at our home away from home, a tent camp, a stone's throw from the Karasoke Research Station, Diane's home for almost 2 decades, and the place where she died.
The real story happened here. This is the land that Dian Fossey trod. So when you see us climbing up mountains with porters carrying our equipment on their heads, it's largely because there are no roads, no transport, no nothing. But nonetheless, this is clearly where the gorillas are, and I decided from the very beginning to take the movie to the gorillas.
Taking it to the gorillas creates 2 dangers: the risk to the gorillas' precarious survival here, and the risk to Sigourney Weaver, who must meet them face to face, just as Diane did. Although the gorillas are normally gentle, they can be ferocious when challenged. Alphonse, Diane's real-life tracker, attempts to teach Sigourney a few words of gorilla-ese. This sound translates, "I'm okay, you're okay."
We usually do this going down the trail.
To eliminate any possible threat to the gorillas, Michael Apted agreed to limit the wildlife unit to 6. 6, including actors, where Hollywood typically operates with 100 or more.
I sat down, and pretty soon this gorilla came right up to me. Tried to make friends with her in a way. She turned out to be Maggie, an 8-year-old, had known Diane.
Right, here we go, we're off.
The filming begins.
Hey, look at that. Hey, that's great.
I don't think she recognized that I was playing Diane, but she became my friend.
Oh, nice. Slightly right, Sigourney.
And holding hands with a gorilla is just about one of the greatest thrills I can recommend to anybody.
That's it. Okay, there, now look up at the gorilla.
Maggie had a great personality. She was a real ham and loved being photographed.
This is really good, Liz. What was that? Oh, there's the silverback.
Yeah.
Silverback is so big, it's hard to imagine.
See that one up there might roll, yeah.
When I saw him coming toward me, it happened so fast, it was like a big wave.
Okay, Sigourney, just stay there, you'll be fine.
And I just turned around and sat as still as I could and hoped that I hadn't done anything to really irritate.
All right, Sigourney, just hold it there.
I also kept hoping Simon would get the shot, because I wasn't sure this would happen again.
Just hold it now. Look, he's going past. That's okay. All right, up he goes. Good. That's terrific. Thank you.
It was all bluff. Scenes like this, filmed naturally in the wild, will tell the story of Dian's work. Bob Campbell filmed Dian in the early years and helped her save the gorillas. Australian Bryan Brown plays Bob Campbell in the film.
Well, I was petrified of the gorillas the first time I knew I had to go up and see them, because they're awfully big. So there's no way you can't be apprehensive. And I didn't want to be the first person who was up there where they went, gee, it's never happened before that someone's been killed by a gorilla. I didn't want to be that person.
Most people love animals. It's a very short step to loving the more exotic animals and to realizing that they're equal citizens with us of the earth. I think that's what Dian was trying to do with her work. So I think in that sense, it's a worthwhile film, but it's also, I think, a very interesting story against this fantastic country. And so it will take people to another place.